So the other day I talked about EA's private equity buyout, and I didn't really go into much detail about it, but a lot of people were seeing this as a good thing. I'd like to remind those same people that these big companies are not their friends. So if you end up reading this PR speak like what I have on screen right now, take all of it with a huge grain of salt. So what the $55 billion buyout means for EA. This buyout makes EA one of the most valuable acquisitions in gaming history. It places it second only to Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard in 2023 for a reported $69 billion. I also hear people saying this is the biggest acquisition in gaming history. It's kind of scary how easily people forget, but just look at Microsoft. Just look at Call of Duty. Do you really think EA is going to be any different now? CEO Andrew Wilson says the company's goal is to inspire the world to play, will remain and continue to guide it into the future. He says the deal means EA can now accelerate innovation and amplify the creativity of its teams in future projects. And here's that word I keep hearing big tech companies using: accelerate. And if you know anything about accelerationism, it has nothing to do with innovation. It actually has a lot to do with destruction. And judging by recent releases like Dragon Age the Veilguard, their goals were clearly always geared towards gender acceleration. And before you label me as a chud or incel or whatever new words are being used, this has nothing to do with transgender ideology or the woke, because that's all by design. It's meant to distract you from what's really going on behind the scenes. Believe me when I tell you, this is just as much a conservative effort as it is with the blue-haired activist types. The reason they want to plant these progressive seeds in all of our media, the reason they want to normalize it, is because they secretly want to prep society for transhumanism. This isn't a conspiracy. This is all part of the 2030 agenda. This is why Larry Fink, forcing behaviors, that Larry Fink has taken his seat on the throne of the World Economic Forum. And this is why you hear tech billionaires like Peter Thiel going on podcasts talking about the Antichrist and how he wants to change more than just your genitals. He wants to change your heart, change your soul, give you a new body, upload your brain to the cloud. I swear, man, why can't we get billionaires that aren't psychopaths? But anyways, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, and I just wanted to clear that up. That companies like EA and other companies like them, like Microsoft, they're not just greedy, they're also pure evil in a cloak and dagger type of way. Anyways, Wilson has told fans that EA's new partners bring deep experiences across sports, gaming, and entertainment, and are committed with conviction to the company. Continuing his statement, Wilson believes the company is now ready to transcend platforms. That's another word they like to use, transcend. But transcend platforms and empower players everywhere. Potentially, fans could see further expansions to EA's IPs such as Battlefield, Apex Legends, and EA Sports FC in areas like esports, spin-offs, and media, including television and movies. And when they say expansions, just know that's paid expansions, by the way. Don't expect them to slow down with microtransactions and all that other live service predatory garbage they're famous for. This is not going to be a bright future for EA. This acquisition will worry some fans who fear more aggressive microtransactions and subscriptions. However, Affinity Partners CEO Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of Donald Trump, which is very concerning, said in a statement that he can't be more excited about what's ahead after he grew up playing the company's games. No, you didn't. I'm gonna call that out right now. You did not grow up playing the company's games. Despite these concerns, the buyout stands as one of the most significant in the entertainment history. The public investment fund, Affinity Partners, and Silver Lake are eager to reassure fans that their goal is to inspire everyone with their upcoming projects. And like I said, take this with a huge grain of salt. Honestly, don't even do that. Expect EA to be even more aggressive. That same public investment fund owns Activision, by the way, so keep that in mind. So as I do with every video where I cover the doom and gloom of the gaming industry, I always like to counteract that with the overwhelming silver lining. Could we see a new Blue Dragon? Maybe a new Lost Odyssey game? Remaster? Hell, even a PC port would suffice. In an interview with Phil Spencer, he noted that some of the most highly requested Xbox franchises for legacy IPs are Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey, on top of Crimson Skies and Mecha Assault. Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey were both developed by Mistwalker, who recently released the previously Apple exclusive Fantasian, I think that's what it's called, on Xbox systems. Lost Odyssey is without a doubt one of the franchises I receive questions about most frequently, although Crimson Skies and Mecha Assault, they're also up there. And this would be really awesome, because I'm a huge fan of Lost Odyssey. I still consider it to be the true sequel to Final Fantasy X. I also have a lot of nostalgia with Blue Dragon. And really Akira Toriyama's art in general, it's just so damn iconic. I love that game. And we know that Xbox has been trying to gain an audience in Japan. Even though this is speculation, it's nice to hear even the slightest acknowledgement of this masterpiece of a game. And after the massive success of Expedition 33, Microsoft actually has incentive to revisit Lost Odyssey. But anyways, fingers crossed, I'd love to see a PC port of this game, along with Blue Dragon, if that's ever possible. Speaking of Expedition 33, yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. You can now purchase Clair Obscur on GOG, completely DRM free, it's yours forever. Not only that, it's 10% off until the 9th of October, so you can pick this bad boy up for $45. This is something I've been wanting ever since I first played it. I dream listed it on GOG, and now it's finally here. Something else I want to talk about that has me really excited is new hardware. We've been seeing a lot of new controllers, new hardware like retro handhelds, making the rounds, and I just want to highlight the ones that have me the most excited. The first one we have here is 8BitDo's new Pro 3, and now you can pick this controller up in this really sick orange color. Check this out. This thing has swappable magnetic face buttons, something I really loved about GameSir, the Galileo G8 Plus. And it's nice to see right here. You can seamlessly swap between Xbox and Nintendo layouts. We also have an integrated charging dock. And man, just look at this thing. It's almost like the Super Nintendo controller and a PlayStation controller had a baby. And this controller is absolutely stacked, because we even have TMR joysticks, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically an enhanced version of Hall effect technology. These analog sticks will be way more precise, more durable, and they'll draw less power, so expect longer battery life with new controllers using these TMRs. We also have Hall effect triggers with mode switching, which is always nice to see. We have R4 and L4 buttons, which is pretty much standard these days, and a clicky D-pad. And I really love to see this. I'm just not a big fan of the mushy membrane D-pads. In my opinion, as much as I love the Steam Deck, I will admit it, the only flaw for me is the D-pad. And man, this D-pad right here looks perfect. And last but not least, we have these ball top joystick caps. And I don't know how much I would like this. If you ever use these, let me know in the comments if they're any good. Just looking at this picture, I feel like it would get in the way of the face buttons. I'm just wondering, is this more accurate for first-person shooters, or is this more of like an arcade thing? Another controller I was interested in is this Game Boy controller for phones. Not that I would ever use this, but I just think it's cool how many options we have when it comes to controllers. So these images were taken from a GameSir showroom booth in Tokyo. And man, just look at this. This literally looks like something super lightweight that you could just throw in your pocket with your phone. Like I said, this isn't something I would use because I don't even game on my phone. I usually have a small Ambernic device in my pockets when I go out, but I just thought this would be interesting to show off. And this is something that I briefly talked about in another video, but it's the Brawler 64 Pro controller from Retro Fighters. And at the time, we didn't have a trailer for it, so let's go ahead and watch this together. I'm telling you, this looks like the perfect controller for 64 emulation. Now let's talk about retro handhelds, because recently AYN uploaded live showcases for their upcoming dual screen handheld, the Thor. Just look at this majestic beast in action. This is the clamshell of my dreams right here. And just when you thought dual screens would end with AYN, we got a leak from Ambernick. And this looks like it's going to be more of an affordable option if you just want to play DS games, but check this one out. Now, some people are saying that these leaks are AI generated because one of the photos had that Google Gemini watermark on it. But I don't know, man. Just look at these photos. This looks pretty real to me. And if you look at all of the leaks, they look consistent. They're all consistently the same. All of them look like each other to a T, even the CGI concept trailer. And I just feel like these leaks, if they were AI generated, we wouldn't see this type of consistency across the board. Now, I don't know how long we'll have to wait before Ambernick announces their new dual screen, but judging by their track record, this company releases a new handheld like every single week. We could be days out from this. Hell, you could refresh their home screen a few times and get a pre-order for this thing. In my opinion, I think Ambernick's a little overkill with their handhelds, so just keep this one on your radar. This one actually looks like it's worth it. But that's it for me. Let me know, do you like these types of videos with a whole bunch of extra content to kind of counteract all the doom and gloom we've been seeing in gaming news? Or do you think these should be their own dedicated short videos? What I'm asking is, do you think these videos are a little unfocused? Maybe even a little clickbaity? Because in my mind, this is what I think. I know negative views get a lot of attention, and I feel like all the good news gets buried beneath it. Don't get me wrong, I like being a doomer from time to time, but how else would you find out about a new handheld or a Nintendo 64 Pro controller if it wasn't being buried under EA being acquired by Saudi Arabia, as if any of us really care about EA? You know, anyways, that's it for me. I'll catch you in the next video. Later.